Lewis. Pistol with the pass. Out of the back row, Johnson trickles that one off the tape. Lewis can't pick it up, and that is Christina Johnson with an early kill. I wouldn't call it the easy way, but maybe a little bit fortunate. She tickles the tape out of the back row. Substitution, it's going to be Lauren Atwood coming into the match to serve the senior libero DS for Jackson. She'll take the place of Ciara Cho and play across the back row. Atwood, the lefty, big contributor to this Jackson team last year, and a tough pass to the middle of the court. McGovern can't get there for the Bearcats, and Jackson rolling here early. We saw Monroe stumble out of the gates on Tuesday night as well. They managed to get some things together and right the ship a little bit. This team is going to be much more effective later on in the season than they are now. There's Sam Zimmerman with the overfeed pass, but then the dig to make up for it. Barber pops that up. Sarah Day off the block. Barber again. McGovern backs up for Lewis. Lewis pops that off the block. Picking it up is Atwood. Eastwood in the middle. Dimmelin gets a swing. Samantha Zimmerman, we have yet to speak about her. She's the outside hitter for Monroe, who's out with a shoulder injury, but playing across the back row. That ball down the line wide. The swing there from Paige Wilson, sophomore outside hitter for Jackson. She's one to watch, number 7 for the Timberwolves. Sophie Barber at the service line for Monroe. Lauren Dimmelin back to the service line. That brings in a new middle for Jackson, and I believe, no, that is number 8. It looks like she's going to, or no, that's not number 8. That is number 9, Olivia Skibble. Johnson pops that through. Carpenter keeps it alive. Sarah Day puts it over. Skibble, that one's up. Ellie Lewis with the swing. Dig from Dimmelin. Eastwood goes up the big lefty. Dig for McGovern. Carpenter comes in, out of system set for Lewis. Middle of the floor, the middle. Dimmelin playing some defense. There's Johnson, big swing out of the back row, and Zimmerman can't handle it. Christina Johnson with her second kill of the night. That one, first one was a little trickler off the tape. That one was a very aggressive, nice back row swing. Dimmelin misses with the serve there, but you got to give her credit for a couple digs on that rally. She did a really nice job. Checking into the match for the Bearcats, number 7, Brooke Barnes. She will serve and set out of the back row. That means Tatum McGovern's going to slide over, hit your right side. Your hitters now are Lilia Perez, a senior middle, number 5. Tatum McGovern on the right, and Sarah Day is your left pin. Roll shot over the top. Carpenter can't get the pancake down, and that is a kill for Paige Wilson.
Pancake. It's a little bit round for a pancake.
It was the dreaded pancake technique, something I don't teach. We're joined tonight in the booth by our producer, Mr. Todd Elvig, the man responsible for STSPN.com. If you like watching volleyball here, he's the guy that you owe your thanks to. Barnes with a nice set. Nice job on the block by Skibble. Carpenter sends over the free ball for Jackson. Pistol. Eastwood, right side. Wilson hammers it down. Paige Wilson on the faster tempo set gets her second kill of the night. Great job, a good connection there. Pistol to Eastwood, and Taylor Eastwood looks very, very good, the senior setter for Jackson. Sending that ball out of the tempo. She's serving now. A little bit of congestion in the middle of the court there. As Perez and Barnes collide, and that will go down as a service ace for Eastwood. First ace we've seen of the night, I believe. There's Barnes. Back to the right side for Day. That ball's dug up by Eastwood. Out of system set from Pistol. Overfed, and Day and Perez both on it. Jackson keeps it off the floor but can't control it. It wasn't pretty, but no, it was net violation call? I'm going to guess that.
He called it before the
yeah, it looked like a net violation. Looked like some combination of Sarah Day and Lilia Perez were in the net. There's Tatum McGovern. Nice swing there from her. We saw her swinging, playing mostly right side, but getting some swings from the left pin as well on Tuesday night. She's showing a good all-around athlete. Several years of beach volleyball experience for Tatum McGovern helps develop that full skill set. Sarah Day with the serve for the Bearcats. Eastwood, right side, and that is Johnson, her third kill of the night. Christina Johnson, the junior, right side. Hitting out of the left pin on that serve receive. Puts the ball off the block and down.
What's the biggest difference besides number of people in beach volleyball and
It's the tempo and the read of the game. The indoor game tends to happen much faster. There's much more deception. The beach game is much more athletic, much more demanding as a full volleyball skill set. Both extremely fun for their own reasons. Haley Pistol, what an up. And Ciara Cho with the swing. Lexi Carpenter with the dig for the Bearcats. Outside now, looking in the swing and down it's called. And that is Avery Davidson back into the match with her first kill of the night. Beach and indoor, two different disciplines, obviously using the same skill sets. Lilia Perez for the Bearcats. Misfires on that one.
no sand here, though?
No sand here. Is a little bit more difficult to move on the beach. You have to see the game a little earlier. You have a lot more court to cover. What athletes generally find when they go from beach to indoor at the end of the summer is they read the game faster and they jump higher. Little miss pass by Davidson there. That'll go down as a service ace for Skibble. Her first service ace of the night. Olivia Skibble, the junior middle. Davidson, swing over the top. Dug by Wilson. Cho pokes that one over the top, and Ciara Cho is on the scoreboard. Senior outside hitter for Jackson. It's a contributor for them last year, coming in, looking to be a leader for them. She's a co-captain this year for the Jackson Timberwolves. Skibble, McGovern with the pass. Barnes, McGovern from the right side. Miss hit, dig, Skibble. Eastwood, right side for Johnson, looking for the hands, can't find them. Oh, does find them. Christina Johnson gets the kill. Touch call, not by the line judge, but by the up official there. And Jackson just rolling here in set number one. Lexi Carpenter, Barnes, Sophie Barber, Eastwood, Wilson, now Cho. High reach over the top, dig Davidson. Barnes back for Davidson, up off the block, Eastwood. Out of system set from the middle, Skibble. Ciara Cho off the block, Carpenter gets a touch, what a play!
Wow.
Kept alive and down and in, and that is a beautiful play. Cassidy Culbertson, we had not mentioned her yet tonight for the Bearcats, and she makes sure she gets her name into the broadcast. And she gets her first kill of the night. What an athletic play. Monroe, no shortage of athleticism, no shortage of the pieces to make a great team. They're just working on putting them together. Lauren Dimmelin right down the middle, and that's the connection to watch right there. Eastwood to Dimmelin on that fast tempo set in front. Sophie Barber's really going to have to keep her eyes on that play. She's going to have to really respect the middle attack from Jackson. That should open up some things on the pins for the Timberwolves as they freeze that blocker in the middle. Service ace. That's Johnson, who leads all scorers. She's got 4 kills, 1 ace. We've got a timeout for the Monroe Bearcats. We're going to take a timeout here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back inside Jackson High School, where it's been all Timberwolves here in set number 1. Christina Johnson at the service line. She's got an ace and 4 kills to lead all point scorers. As Jackson taking a big chunk out of the Monroe Bearcats here in this early season Wesco 4A matchup. Lexi Carpenter, McGovern, right side swing, Davidson. That's out of play, no touch detected. Jackson continues to roll. Jackson will have big aspirations in this year. They've got 1 win under their belts. Monroe looking to get their first win of the season. Sophia Barber with her first kill of the night. That's a nice swing and a good set by McGovern to get that ball out in front of her middle's hitting shoulder. Setter, you always want to lead your hitter, and sometimes it's difficult when your pass is off the net to lead that middle without setting right over her shoulder. McGovern does a great job with that one. Haley Pistol, Lauren Dimmelin comes around on the slide. We warned you that that was one to watch. She can connect in front quickly. She can connect behind the setter. She's got a huge reach. A very talented young lady listed as 6'2" in the program. And she will be difficult for anyone to contend with in Wesco 4A. Samantha Zimmerman. Outside Sarah Day. She's been quiet so far tonight. Nice dig there in the back row from Atwood. Zimmerman pops that ball up and can't control it. And that is a kill for, I believe that was Johnson. Might have been Eastwood. Didn't see who hit that ball out of the right side there. Lauren Atwood at the service line. Lexi Carpenter. That ball picked up by Johnson. Outside now, Paige Wilson, and there's the big block. Ellie Lewis and Sophie Barber get together on that one. The freshman Lewis and the, I believe, the junior Barber get up and put that big block up, and April Munoz will like what she says there, Monroe head coach. Longtime fixture here in the Monroe area. Wilson roll shot over the top on that one. Net violation called against the Bearcats anyway, called against Lilia Perez, who checks into the front row.
We're actually in Mill Creek.
We are in Mill Creek. We were in Monroe on Tuesday. I get confused. Dimmelin from the service line. She aces Zimmerman. And it is all Timberwolves here. They would like us to know that they're in Mill Creek. Second time out of the match for Monroe. Just a couple points to go here in set number one. We'll be right back for the end of set number one and the start of set number two on STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Back inside Jackson High School, home of the 2010 WIA Volleyball State Champions. Timberwolves here cruising early in set number one against the Monroe Bearcats. Senior Lauren Dimmelin at the service line, and a big block in the middle. Olivia Skibble and Taylor Eastwood get up on that one. Lilia Perez with the swing had nowhere to go, and it is set point here in set number one. Second Wesco 4A match of the year for both of these teams. Dimmelin got a little excited on that one.
She was sending it to the fences.
To the fences, swinging for the fences.
Swinging for the fences.
Brooke Barnes in to serve for the Bearcats.
You see why I'm not in. I don't actually get on this thing much.
Ball up from Johnson. Haley Pistol out of system set right side for Wilson. Off the block, Carpenter. Barnes into the middle quick. Perez pushing for the corner, picked up by Johnson. Eastwood now outside. Wilson hammers that one off the block, and Paige Wilson finishes off set number one in authoritative fashion. 25-9 for the Jackson Timberwolves. This is STSPN.com. We'll be back in just a couple moments with set number two from Jackson High School.
Hey volleyball fans, it is a great time to be part of the uprising. We've got adult and junior leagues, club hybrid programs, private personal training, court rentals, and much, much more. Check us out. We're Snohomish County's only indoor beach and hardcourt volleyball facility, uprisingvolleyball.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
You're watching STSPN.com!
Welcome back inside Jackson High School. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network, otherwise known as STSPN.com. We've got live and archive coverage of tonight's Wesco 4A matchup between the Jackson Timberwolves and Monroe Bearcats. Set number one, all T-Wolves here in the den at Jackson High School. Monroe looking to right the ship. Tatum McGovern, their junior setter at the service line, looking to get off to a fast start here in set number two. And she does with a service ace. McGovern right out of the gates finds the seam between Ciara Cho and Paige Wilson. And Cho indicating she's going to take that ball next time. And that one right to Wilson. Taylor Eastwood into the middle. Dimmelin, and she finds the hands. Yep, and Lauren Dimmelin with her fourth kill of the night. Christina Johnson back at the service line for Jackson. She had 4 kills and an ace in that first set. Got the T-Wolves out of the gates early. Lexi Carpenter, Tatum McGovern. Up over the top, that's Avery Davidson, picked up by Johnson. Eastwood now outside Cho. Over the top, Samantha Zimmerman. Sarah Day hits one through the block. Pardon me, that's Ellie Lewis, number 6. She gets her first kill of the night. Looking for number 8, Sarah Day. She had 10 kills against Kamiak on Tuesday. And
Did they reverse a point there or something?
no, it should be 2-1, Monroe. Right. Megan Toomey into the match to serve for the Bearcats. Ciara Cho hammers that one through the block. She's got 2 kills on the night now. Megan Toomey, defensive specialist out of Lake Stevens. Had a fantastic summer on the sand. Played some really solid beach volleyball. Lauren Atwood into the match for Jackson. She goes after Lexi Carpenter. Bump set from McGovern. Here's Sarah Day. That ball picked up by Dimmelin. Little confusion in the back. Free ball sent over by Atwood. Dig McGovern. Lexi Carpenter out of system set for Day again. Down the line, Johnson. Eastwood across. Paige Wilson. Late block from Barber, but it gets the job done. Eastwood gets it. Carpenter keeps it alive. Day roll shot over the top. Picked up by Pistol. Back into the middle for Dimmelin, and a big block. Combination of Barber and Day there. What a rally, what a finish. Sophie Barber gets those hands up on that quick attack from Dimmelin. That's the, when you have a weapon like that, that's the danger, is you can't become predictable in where you're going to put that ball. Sophie Barber at the service line. Eastwood, bump set for Wilson. She just slaps it alive. Toomey keeps it up in play. Sarah Day, reach over the top, dig Pistol. Bump set out of the back row. And again, that's a Lilia Perez with the block there. We're going to give her benefit of the doubt and say she got that one solo. She was the only one up there. Whether or not it hit the tape, I don't think so. I think that came down off her hands. Sophie Barber at the service line, continuing for Monroe. Eastwood outside for Wilson, up off the block. Toomey, McGovern, back set for Lewis. Lewis roll over the top, picked up by Atwood. Eastwood, Wilson, and misfire. No touch detected. One of the line judge looked like he wanted to call a touch, but he did not. Barber will continue to serve. This is just what the doctor ordered for the Bearcats. They've been slow starters so far this season. Atwood misfires on that one. Barber gets the ace. Well, night and day from what happened in set number 1. In set number 2, it was all Timberwolves from wire to wire, not even close. Set number 2, Monroe comes out and has a little something to say about that. Atwood, Eastwood, out of the back row, Johnson, picked up, dig by the middle, Barber. McGovern outside for Day. She misfires on that one. Nice set from Tatum McGovern to get that ball from deep 1, or back corner 1, all the way across to her outside hitter. Difficult timing for an outside if you're not used to having a setter who can do that. It's a little difficult to pick up that ball, stall your approach enough so that that ball gets to your hitting arm. Little confusion on the libero switch here. Lauren Dimmelin will go back to serve. Olivia Skibble into the front row. The libero pistol, who's not allowed to play in the front row, has to go out of the match. For those of you watching at home, the libero is the player who wears the funny colored jersey. Quick in the middle for Perez. Ball picked up by Day, kept alive. Carpenter somehow gets the ball back over the net. Here's Skibble with the dig. Eastwood outside, and Paige Wilson finishes that one off, her 4th kill of the night. Couldn't quite see through the ref stand exactly what happened. Somehow the Bearcats kept that ball off the floor. But Paige Wilson, the beneficiary, as she gets the kill. Dimlin goes after Carpenter in the deep corner. McGovern, right side, Ellie Lewis, and she misfires long. Just getting, and a touch call. They're going to give the kill to Lewis. In the up row, well, we're going to just hold off before we start giving kills to people because now we're going to have a conference. You got some Jeopardy music, Todd?
Man, I got to get some of that.
You got to get some Jeopardy music. Okay, so the line judge looked like he wanted to call a touch earlier. He did not. That time, apparently, I think he called a touch. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it was the second official who called a touch. We all conference, make sure we're all on the same page. Everybody's back. We're up on the stand. And it looks like the ref is making the call, and he's calling that it is no touch, out of play. Point for the Jackson Timberwolves. I don't have a great look at that one, but, man, Ellie skied that ball, and it looked like it went way over everybody. So
I think I'm going to have to start the replay in this thing.
Would love to see some replay. Would love to see some more Sarah Day as she gets her kill, first kill of the night for the Bearcats. Number 8, the sophomore outside hitter. Featured a little bit in the middle last year for Monroe down the stretch, playing off and on. Brooke Barnes, sophomore setter, into the match for Monroe now. She will serve and set across the back row. That means Tatum McGovern's a hitter now. And right out of the gate, she goes after Christina Johnson, and Brooke Barnes gets the ace. And so Monroe keeping things going in their favor here early in set number 2. And this one's an overfeed. McGovern tries to put it down. Dig by Skibble. Free ball sent over from Johnson. Perez now outside for Day. That's off the block. Day keeps it alive. Skibble flicks it over the top. Carpenter. McGovern gets a touch. And face first into the bench goes Barnes. Nice play from Carpenter. Nice athletic move from McGovern to keep it alive, but they just couldn't pull it back into play, and that brings Taylor Eastwood, the senior setter, to the line for Jackson. Megan Toomey out of system set, right side for McGovern. She gets way under that one, and all of a sudden the Timberwolves right back within a point of the lead here. They'll like this rotation as they've got Wilson, Johnson, and Skibble across the front row with Eastwood in the one spot as a setter. Sarah Day. Brooke Barnes back to Day. She puts that over the top. Atwood. Eastwood. Skibble off the block. Ooh, and that looked like it came up. But it's judged to have touched the ground. If any part of the ball touches any part of the ground, that ball is down, and that's going to result in a kill for Olivia Skibble. His older sister graduated, I believe, 2 years ago, Danny Skibble from Jackson High School. Overfeed, and Skibble and Wilson team up for that one. And I believe that most of that one went to Skibble, and now all of a sudden the Timberwolves in the lead. Monroe got to sort things out here. McGovern with the pass. Barnes back for McGovern. Off the block, she keeps it alive. Out of system set from Toomey, and Day and Barnes run into each other, and Monroe just not on the same page tonight. That's a number of times that we've watched players running into each other on the Bearcats side, and you can see all the parts are there. It's a team that hasn't played together a lot. They're going to be better and better as the season goes on, but they've got some work to do right now. McGovern sends a free ball over. Pistol picks it up outside. Wilson pops it off the tape. Dig from Barnes. Carpenter out of system set. It's a good one for McGovern. The roll shot off the hands of Skibble, and Tatum McGovern gets her second kill of the night.
Here's your replay.
Oh, we get a little instant replay there on STSPN.com. That's nice. I like that. We see.
If we can do it for the boys, we can do it for the girls.
I like that. I like that. Eastwood pushes that ball wide. That was, she had Skibble right there with her. We talked about not becoming predictable earlier. She was trying very hard not to be predictable. Sometimes that doesn't always work out too well. Sarah Day at the service line for Monroe. McGovern, Perez, and I believe it's Davidson. It is Davidson across the front. Dig from Barnes. Out of system set, Carpenter. Right back for Tatum McGovern, and she puts that ball down. She's got 3 kills on the night to lead all hitters for the Bearcats. Sarah Day will continue to serve for Monroe. Atwood struggles. Skibble keeps it alive. Free ball sent over from Wilson. Zimmerman quick in the middle, and that's a nice play from Lilia Perez. And every hitter for the Bearcats that we've seen so far has a kill now. Tatum McGovern has 3. Everybody else has 1, but that is a balanced effort for certain. Day. Pistol sets that ball 11 feet off. Right side, Wilson. That's a nice up from Carpenter. Out of system set from Davidson. Day out of the back row just keeps it alive. Atwood, Eastwood, right side, Wilson. The big block gets up and puts it down, and that's McGovern and Perez teaming up for the block there. Jackson just a little squirrely, a little too much out of system here in set number 2. Sarah Day having some joy at the service line for the Bearcats. She continues. The libero Pistol sets this one in the middle of the back row. Paige Wilson misfires out of the D slot there. And that'll lead us to a timeout for the Timberwolves. And Monroe has got a pulse here in Jackson. We'll be right back on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
And the Bearcats are back in action here at Jackson High School. They lost the first set in a big way, 25-9 to the home team, the Timberwolves. But Sarah Day's at the service line with a big run in hand, and they've got themselves a lead here as Monroe looking to get some good things happening this season. Haley Pistol, Paige Wilson, Christina Johnson, who had a great set to this match, swings over the top. Dig Carpenter, Brooke Barnes, big reach. Pistol gets the touch, but that's going to be Avery Davidson with the kill. Her second of the night. So we see that big swing, that high reach from Davidson on the replay. Gotta find a sponsor for those replays. That's a pretty cool feature there. Sarah Day, aggressive serve again. Atwood with a really good pass. Johnson hammers that one through the block, and Christina Johnson leads all hitters with 5 kills on the evening. Ciara Cho comes back into the front row for Jackson. Paige Wilson, the sophomore outside hitter, back to serve. Monroe working out of rotation 2, which is actually their rotation 5, I believe. with Barnes as their setter. Here's Brooke Barnes. Ball's outside. Again, a big high reach for Davidson. Nice up from Haley Pistol. This ball's outside for Cho, and she hammers that through the block and was all over. Now, was the ball down before she went on? No, that violation happened before the ball hit the ground. Ciara Cho is under the net. That call goes against the Timberwolves. Let's see that one again. What do we got here? The set, the swing. Yeah, Ciara was way under the net on that one. Back to the service line, the senior, Lilia Perez. Eastwood, right side for Johnson. Nice dig from Culbertson. Davidson, big swing over the top to that corner. And Avery Davidson has all of a sudden caught fire here in set number 2. That far corner wide open now. For a couple times she's hit that spot. Perez, the service line again. She misfires on that one. Olivia Skibble to the service line. Junior at Jackson High School, listed as 6'1".
Or a footer, as we would call him.
Davidson, Barnes, that's the middle Barber. Ciara Cho, what an up. Beautiful dig by Culbertson, and Davidson misfires. Cassidy Culbertson, the senior defensive specialist, has come up with a couple big plays for the Bearcats tonight. Perfect pass, Barnes, roll shot McGovern, picked up easy by Johnson. Eastwood quick in the middle for Demelin, and she gets her 5th kill of the night, just hammering it off the block. Difficult against that quick attack in front of the setter. You have to get your hands up early so that you can be penetrating by the time that ball gets there. Very difficult to do at any level. You don't see many blockers who are great at it at the high school level. Here's the free ball off the platform of Skibble looking to run the slide. The timing's off. Barnes with the dig. Carpenter right side for McGovern. She adjusts. Skibble with a dig. Can't control it, and McGovern's going to get the kill for that one, her 4th of the night. Olivia Skibble doing a decent job playing defense back there. That dig was just a little tight and off center. And Tatum McGovern will set now. Sarah Day checks back in, or I'm sorry, Ellie Lewis checks back in for the Bearcats. And free ball coming for Monroe. Carpenter, McGovern, quick for Barber. She misfires. Jackson keeps it alive. Cho sends a free ball. Carpenter again. McGovern, Barber again, slapped towards the corner. And that ball was out by at least 6 inches. But Barber is going to get the kill for that one. The key is to watch the line, not the ball. Very difficult to see that if you're a line judge and you're watching the ball. Your eyes get behind it. It looks like it's in. If you're seeing the line, that's how you know. McGovern with the dig here. Carpenter outside now. Davidson high over the top, and that one was in. That one came right down on the line. The assistant coaches for Jackson have bewilderment on their face, but that ball dropped right on the line. Davidson gets her 4th kill. Her and McGovern leading the offense for the Bearcats. Service ace for Tatum McGovern, right on cue. She's got 4 kills, 2 aces, and another timeout for the Jackson High School Timberwolves. We'll be right back. We've got a good one here on STSPN.com.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back inside. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We're here with Wesco 4A early season action between the Monroe Bearcats and Jackson Timberwolves. Jackson had their way with the Bearcats in set number 1, winning 25-9. Much, much better performance for the Bearcats here in set number 2. We've talked about it. They've got the pieces. They've got one of the best setters in Wesco for my money. They've got good work out of the middle, and they've got a couple outside hitters who can put the ball on the floor. Tatum McGovern, their junior setter, with her 3rd service ace of the night. And now it looks like, unless something drastic happens, we're going to split the first 2 sets and have ourselves a pretty exciting finish to this one. Haley Pistol shanks that ball wide. Johnson brings it back. Pistol sends a free ball. Carpenter, McGovern, quick for Barber, and that is a nice play. Not sure if it's quite at 31. I can't see from this angle if Sophie Barber's really in the seam on that one, but that low flat set to your middle's got to get up early. Trust the ball's going to be there. That's a beautiful connection between McGovern and Barber on that play. Johnson, Paige Wilson sends a down ball. Nice dig from Carpenter. Here it is again for Barber. Nice job from Dimmelin. Out of system set from Carpenter. Right side Davidson. Pistol picks it up. Eastwood gets there, somehow manages to stay out of the net. Again, out of system set from Carpenter. And it's Davidson who tools the block. She's got 5 kills on the night now. The sophomore, Avery Davidson for the Bearcats, struggled a little bit early, has found her rhythm, and it's set point here in set number 2. Tatum McGovern. Johnson, run down by Eastwood. Johnson out of the back row, plays it safe. Dig McGovern, out of system set Carpenter to the right side for the freshman Lewis, and she misfires. Ellie Lewis getting under that ball pretty consistently. Difficult when you're a young player. Things seem fast. You get excited. You need to be just a little more patient. Keep that ball in front of you. Christina Johnson at the service line for the Timberwolves. Carpenter, McGovern, Lewis that time. Nice swing. Dig Pistol. Eastwood keeps it alive. Cho sends the free ball right at McGovern. Out of system set from Carpenter. Coming back over to Lewis, and that one she hammers right through the block. Ellie Lewis kept that ball in front of her, and Monroe keeps this game interesting as they come out with authority and take set number 2. I'm Maddie Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We're tied at 1 set apiece between Monroe and Jackson. We'll be back in about 2 minutes on STSPN.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware and Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware and Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Hey volleyball fans, it is a great time to be part of the uprising. We've got adult and junior leagues, club hybrid programs, private personal training, court rentals, and much, much more. Check us out. We're Snohomish County's only indoor beach and hardcourt volleyball facility, uprisingvolleyball.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
You're watching STSPN.com.
Back inside Jackson High School. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. It has been a wild early season Wesco 4A match. Huge momentum swing between set number 1 and set number 2. Set number 1, the Jackson Timberwolves could do no wrong. Set number 2, the Monroe Bearcats came out and showed that they've got all the pieces of the puzzle and they're working really hard to put them together. Set 3 should be interesting as we get off the bat with Christina Johnson serving for the Timberwolves. Brooke Barnes starting at setter for Monroe, and that's a little change as Tatum McGovern gets her 5th kill of the night. So they start in rotation 6 essentially. Now McGovern will go back to serve and set. Out of the back row, Ellie Lewis, a freshman who finished set number 2 with her 2nd kill of the night, comes into the front row for Monroe. Johnson, Taylor Eastwood, outside Ciara Cho, she misses long, no touch detected. And Monroe will look to pick right up where they left off in set number 1 as we'll get to see a little bit about what these Jackson Timberwolves are made of. Nice short set, Johnson, Eastwood keeps it alive, free ball sent from Pistol. Barber, McGovern outside for Davidson, and she misfires. Avery Davidson's got 5 kills on the night. She came alive in a big way in set number 2. Into the match, the senior defensive specialist, Lauren Atwood, the lefty to serve for the Timberwolves. And she serves an ace right out of the gates. Lauren Atwood with her first point scored of the evening on our extremely unofficial notebook scribbled stats.
They look official to me.
They look extremely scribbled right now. There are marks everywhere. Volleyballs into the court. Early season Wesco 4A volleyball. The JV team is learning how to run the 3-ball rotation without disrupting the match. Atwood gets a chance to do that one again. Tied at 2 here in set number 1. Carpenter pops that ball up. McGovern runs it down. Here's Lewis. Reaches up high over the top. Dig Pistol. Eastwood, I like the way she gets her shoulders square to the target. Here's McGovern with the dump, and we saw it against Kamiak. She maybe overused it a little bit. That time she gets her 6th kill of the night. Nobody saw it coming. Put that ball, we used to call it the puka, like a puka shell from Hawaii. It's got the little hole in it. Right in the middle of the court, there's that little hole. Played for a team once called the Campfire Huddle. Treat that ball like a campfire. Misfire there from the T-Wolves. It's Megan Toomey at the service line. She's a junior defensive specialist. Made the jump up to varsity this year. Nice serve from Toomey. Put some pressure on Johnson. That ball outside for Wilson. She uses the big block of Barber and Lewis, and Paige Wilson, who is quiet in set number 2, gets her 5th kill of the evening. Very balanced offense for Jackson with Lauren Dimmelin, the middle, Johnson the right side, and Wilson the outside, all with 2 each unofficially. Sarah Day picks that ball up. Double contact called against McGovern as she was struggling just to not run into the net and still put her hands on that ball. I like that she's trying to get her hands on that ball. She's a back row setter right now. She can't just reach up and tip it over. You want a great setter to be able to put her hands all over that. Lauren Dimmelin with a service ace, her 2nd ace of the night. And Jackson looking to rebound, looking to get that momentum, that energy on their side. There's senior middle. That's the libero Carpenter outside now. Sarah Day pounds that one down. And you see the block was up, but it just couldn't get pressed over the net. And it's not so much how high you jump on a block, it's not how high you reach, it's how far over the net you penetrate. Here's Sophie Barber, the middle for Monroe. She misses that one down the line. The difficulty, of course, is reading the play, getting up in the air early enough to push your hands over and put that big roof down. If you're just a little late, that ball comes down on your side. Service ace from Eastwood there. That's 2 aces on the night for her. And Jackson trying to open up a little lead here in set number 3. We're tied at 1 set apiece. Toomey. McGovern. Oh, that's tight. Double contact called. as an official, you want to be consistent. I'm not sure if that was necessarily consistent with what we've seen called through the course of the evening, but we'll keep an eye on it from here on out and see how they do. McGovern this time for Lewis. Pistol with the dig. Eastwood runs it down, puts it up in front of Johnson. Her roll over the top is long. Side out for the Bearcats. That'll bring Brooke Barnes in to serve and set for Monroe. The freshman Lewis goes to the bench until her opportunity to come back across the front row. The 6'2" that we're running with Barnes here allows the Bearcats to use Tatum McGovern as a hitter. Of course, part of the necessity for that is they're missing their big hitter. The second half of last year's Blonde Bombers duo was Sam Zimmerman. She's down with a shoulder injury. Lilia Perez looking to generate some of that offense. Nice connection between her and Barnes there. Brooke Barnes, a sophomore. Good serve. Eastwood, dig Carpenter. Outside for Day. Sarah Day, reach over the top, just misses. Brings Paige Wilson back to the service line. Ciara Cho back into the front row for the Timberwolves. Saw Wilson as a freshman swinging up to the varsity team a little bit last year. Eastwood, Barnes, Day cuts it, and that ball looked out by a ways, and it was called in play, and that is a kill for Sarah Day. Sometimes that's how it works. Again, the idea is you want to watch the line, not the ball. Sarah Day gives it back. Very chivalrous of her. Highly doubt that's what she intended. She makes way for Cassidy Culbertson, who came up with a couple really big plays. Nice defensive plays for the Bearcats there in late set number 1 and set number 2. Olivia Skibble with the serve for Jackson. Barnes outside for Davidson. Hammers that ball off the block. Avery Davidson, her 6th of the night. She is a sophomore as well. You can see she's really long. Like you talk about a basketball player or a build for a player. She's really long limbs. Learning how to use those sometimes takes a little time. Eastwood gets her hips square to the target. Ciara Cho, nice dig from Culbertson again. That one, based on the standard we saw earlier, probably should have been called a double. Ciara Cho comes back and says, well, thank you. We didn't want the double contact anyway. I'd much rather have the kill and just tool the outside hand of the block. Nice swing, Ciara. Christina Johnson at the service line for Jackson. Davidson, Barnes, Davidson, that high reach again. Nice dig by Pistol. Bump set from Eastwood. Cho showed it early. That little tip over the top, but showed it early, but Monroe didn't see it. She got way up in the air with that super high tip. And that is a nice kill from Ciara Cho, the senior outside from Jackson. Culbertson, run down by Barnes. Here's Davidson, stays on the ground. Wilson, Eastwood, Cho, this time the big swing. Oh, and Barber somehow keeps it alive. Carpenter will get credit for the dig on that one. Here's Cho again, and she misfires. No touch detected. That's 4 contacts as that ball comes off the tape and not the hands of, I believe it was Barber who was up there. No, I'm sorry, it was McGovern and Barber who were up there. Tatum McGovern will go back to serve. Ellie Lewis checks back in for Monroe. Johnson, quick in the middle. Dimmelin behind the setter this time. Lauren Dimmelin showing what she can do. 6 kills on the night for her. She's got 1 from the quick in front, at least 1 from the quick in front, 1 from the slide, and 1 from the quick back 1. That's a nice repertoire early season for a high school team here in Wesco 4A. That's going to be fun to watch develop as this team gets more time together. Bump set from McGovern. Lewis reaches high, dig Pistol. Eastwood, out, Wilson. Carpenter keeps it alive. There's Lewis. Oh, and that ball comes down in the big block of Eastwood and Demolin. Get up and just close down all the options. The set was a little difficult to work with for the freshman Lewis, and then you put a big block in front of it, and that's hard hard to do anything with. McGovern quick in the middle for Barber, and it's Dimmelin all by herself that time. Lauren Dimmelin feeling it here in set number 3, and all of a sudden the home team Timberwolves with a little bit of an advantage opened up. Lauren Atwood, the senior defensive specialist at the service line. She's got 1 ace on the evening. There's Carpenter, McGovern, Lewis. Woo, we see a little pop there. That's how you make varsity as a freshman, ladies and gentlemen. What a swing from Ellie Lewis. She gets her 3rd kill of the night. Megan Toomey into the match. She takes the place of Davidson. She'll play across the back row as a defensive specialist. McGovern's your setter. You've got Sarah Day, Ellie Lewis, and Sophie Barber in the front row. Eastwood outside. Oh, nice dig from Carpenter off the big swing from Wilson, and then she goes back for a second bite of the cherry and misfires there. Carpenter with the dig overfeeds it just a little, and that ends up working out well for the Monroe libero. Toomey, another tough serve. This one right at Dimmelin. Set into the back row out of the pipe is Johnson. Dig McGovern. Out of system set Carpenter for the right side for Day, and it just misses. Everybody tried to play it, but it was out of play. Good call by the line judge there. And Lauren Dimmelin out of the front row. Olivia Skibble, though, another good blocker into the front row. Megan Toomey out of the back. She misfires. Jackson in command here in set number 3. April Munoz, head coach for Monroe, working her way through some young team blues, so to speak. Sarah Day misfires on that one, doesn't miss by much, but misses by just enough. And a lot of this is starting from the passing for Monroe. It's just not there right now. We'll be right back as we get a timeout from the Bearcats on STSPN.com. Welcome back to Jackson High School. Set number 3, we split the first 2, and Jackson with a commanding lead here in the 3rd. The Monroe Bearcats working on their serve receive here, as it's been a little bit of a struggle with the passing here in set number 3. Both of these teams working through some difficulties here in this early Wesco 4A match. Worth noting as we see Sarah Day with the swing there down the line. Johnson picks it up, and a net violation call against Eastwood as she was just a little overzealous trying to get to that one. The Bearcats get a much-needed side out. Sophie Barber coming to the service line, Lilia Perez into the front row. What these teams are working on and what these teams are working through at this point in the season is much more complicated than what we were seeing just a few years ago. The increase in skill, the increase in what these teams are doing strategy and technique-wise has been very impressive over the last few years in Wesco. We see a little controversy there as that was Skibble with the swing. She got credit for the kill. And that ball was down in, was called out, was overruled by the up ref, and Taylor Eastwood serves. Perfect pass from Toomey. Lilia Perez, nice dig from Atwood. Outside, Paige Wilson, what a dig from Carpenter. She was right on it. Here's Sarah Day. She misfires. It has not been her night so far. She struggled a little bit early against Kamiak on Tuesday and then all of a sudden caught fire, and that is a signature move for a young player, a young team. The inconsistency. Consistency is the most difficult thing, so often the determining factor. Megan Toomey puts that ball right on Eastwood. Nice dig. Pistol for Wilson, roll shot over the top, dig Carpenter. McGovern runs it down. Here's Day again, and she tools the block of Johnson on that one. Sarah Day, her 4th kill of the night. So we saw her really come alive in set 2 against Kamiak. It can happen at any moment for any of these players. Brooke Barnes into the match to serve in set for Monroe. She misfires. Jackson will bring Paige Wilson back to the service line. Ciara Cho back into the front row. Cho has been very good. She is a crafty hitter. Doesn't hit the ball particularly hard, but she has such a high point of contact. Really difficult to read. It's really fun to watch her play. Carpenter, Barnes, man, that was Sarah Day puts that one down. She'll go back to serve for Monroe. She had a good service run there in set number 2. Jackson just wants to close out this set number 3, get an opportunity to finish it. They don't want to let Monroe get some momentum here towards the end of the set, or goodness gracious, even come back and get into this set. Double contact called. We've definitely see that tighten up a little bit. That was consistent with what we saw called on McGovern earlier. So you give the official credit for consistency there. Day at the service line again. She misfires. Just young mistakes on the Bearcat side. When those start to go away, when that moment becomes not quite as big, when those things become just automatic that have to be automatic, that's when teams really start functioning at a high level. Neither one of these teams quite there yet. Neither one of these teams expected to be in week number 2. Here's McGovern, just hammers that ball. She's been quiet for a while. That's her 11th point of the night. Well, we'll call it 7 blocks, 3 aces, or 7 kills, 3 aces, and she was in on a block at one point. Lilia Perez at the service line now. Senior middle. Haley Pistol. Bump set from Eastwood. High reach from Cho, dug by Culbertson. Barnes outside. Davidson hammers it off the block, and she had a little hitch in her giddy up there. Her approach looked really funky. The timing was off. And then she just reached up and hammered that ball off the block. And sometimes good things happen when you stay aggressive. Here's Perez again. Johnson, Eastwood, Cho off the block, and another kill for the senior, Ciara Cho. She becomes the 4th Jackson Timberwolf with at least 5 kills on the night. Christina Johnson was the first. She's at the service line now for the T-Wolves. Davidson, Barnes, back set for McGovern, Dig Wilson, and Eastwood goes up and just puts that one away. That's why you like a left-handed setter in the front row, because she can do that. Nice job from Taylor Eastwood. To her credit, we haven't seen her overuse it either. That time she caught everyone sleeping. Here's Johnson serving for set point in set number 3, looking to go up 2-1. Avery Davidson has a little something to say about it. Pistol outside. Cho puts that ball. Culbertson with a nice dig. Barnes back set for McGovern. And that ball's put down by Dimmelin. Lauren Dimmelin with her 2nd block of the night. We'll call it 2.5. And that ends set number 2. Jackson and Monroe going into set number 4. Jackson up 2-1. It's been a good one here. Early season Wesco 4A action on STSPN.com. We'll be back in just a couple minutes, everybody. Welcome back inside Jackson High School. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network, otherwise known as STSPN.com. Jackson Timberwolves up 2-1 over the visiting Monroe Bearcats. We talked a little bit about the level, the techniques and skills that these players are working on, being at a higher level than they were just a few years ago. Really, really true here in Wesco 4A. We've seen huge development in the game. Huge credit to the coaches. Mindy Staudinger for Jackson, April Munoz in Monroe, all the coaches who are out there teaching middle school, JV, C-team ball, all the club coaches who are really developing the game of volleyball here in this area. Hats off to you. It just keeps getting better and better. Tatum McGovern with the serve for the Bearcats as they look to force a fifth and deciding set. Ciara Cho looking for the high hands. Doesn't quite find them. Sometimes that high point of contact, you just hit right over top of everybody. Kind of hard to hit over top of Ellie Lewis, but Ciara Cho hits really high. That ball gets just a little behind her, and it's going long. McGovern again. She's been doing it all for the Bearcats early season here. Here's Cho. Nice reach over the top. Dig Carpenter. McGovern. Right side Davidson. Ball's popped up by Wilson, and Eastwood trying to run it down. Pistol was going to do a little Pele impression there. Maybe I'm dating myself. Maybe that means to be a Leo Messi impression or a Cristiano Ronaldo impression. Can't even go to Maradona. Too old. McGovern serves again. Wilson. Eastwood outside Cho with the big tip. And got to see that. The key to that is you got to see it as a defender. You're looking for that elbow to extend. As soon as you see that straight elbow, the deep threat is gone, and you need to crash on that ball. Ciara with that high point of contact makes it very difficult to read. It's what makes her a really crafty, difficult to see hitter. She checks out of the match. Christina Johnson serves for the T-Wolves. That ball misfired. Best 3 out of 5 affair tonight. So if Jackson wins this one, we're done. If Monroe wins this one, we will play a fifth and deciding set to 15 points, win by 2. A little confusion on the substitution. Cho back into the match. Lauren Atwood came in. Dimmelin, touch called. Okay, touch and in. Lauren Dimmelin gets the kill. Either way, it's her 7th kill of the night. You can do it however you like. It was either a touch or a kill or maybe both. Christina Johnson at the service line. She's got 5 kills and an ace on the night. Sarah Day pops this ball deep off the 10-foot line. Ellie Lewis just reaches out that big arm and swings through the block, and she gets the kill. It's nice to be 6 feet tall sometimes. Davidson makes way for Toomey. Megan will come in to serve for the Bearcats. You got Tatum McGovern's your setter in the back row. Your front row, Ellie Lewis on the right side, Sophie Barber and Sarah Day. This should be a good rotation for the Bearcats. Eastwood pushes that ball outside. Cho, ooh, wow, nice play as that ball's popped up. Ciara Cho will get another swing at it. It was Carpenter with the dig there. That time McGovern. Carpenter out of system set, coming back for Day. She rolls high over the top, dig pistol. Ball's pushed outside for Cho. The little tip, and again, nobody sees it. She hides it so well. She's got 7 kills on the night. The 2 seniors, Dimmelin and Cho, leading the way for the Timberwolves at this point. The 3rd senior, Christina Johnson's a junior. You don't get to be in the senior party, Christina. But she's got 5 kills on the night, as does Paige Wilson, the sophomore. Megan Toomey, nice pass. McGovern goes across. Big swing from Day. Here's Eastwood going to the right side for Wilson, and she puts that ball up through the block. Paige Wilson. Timeout for Monroe early here in set number 4. Coach April Munoz sees something that she wants to change. That means we're going to take a break here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We'll be right back, everybody.
Hey volleyball fans, it is a great time to be part of the uprising. We've got adult and junior leagues, club hybrid programs, private personal training, court rentals, and much, much more. Check us out. We're Snohomish County's only indoor beach and hardcourt volleyball facility, uprisingvolleyball.com.
Welcome back. is Lauren Atwood, the lefty, at the service line working on Lexi Carpenter. Sophie Barber misfires. That ball is out of play. Point for the Timberwolves. They're looking to close this one out here. They've got a 2-1 lead over the Monroe Bearcats, who just called their first time out of set number 4. Toomey keeps that ball off the ground. McGovern sends it over. Dig Johnson. Coming around is Demelin. Dig McGovern. Out of system set from Carpenter. Day with the big reach. Pistol gets under that one. Outside, here's Wilson, and somebody was in the net in a big, big way. But Paige Wilson gets credit for the kill. And now, well, we gave credit for the kill, and that, of course, means the officials are going to talk to each other. I thought it was the follow-through from Wilson that was in the net. I think the down official is saying she didn't see. She could. If you can't see who was in the net, you can't blow the whistle. So they stay. Paige Wilson gets credit for the kill. It was a great big swing, and it could have very well been the defender, the blocker, up in the net. Difficult to see from my angle, difficult to see from that angle. Lauren Atwood gives the ball back over to the Bearcats, though. Sometimes that little break can disrupt a server's flow. That brings Leah Perez back into the front row for Monroe. Sophie Barber steps up as the server. Johnson with the pass. Demelin running around the backside. Can't connect with the slide. Here's the back set to Lewis. A big block. Nice cover from Megan Toomey. Sarah Day puts that ball up. Demelin keeps it alive. And here's outside for Wilson. McGovern with a touch. Day keeps it alive. Lewis sends it over. Free ball for Jackson. Scrambling a little bit out of the back row. Johnson, aggressive swing. What a dig from McGovern. Back row swing from Toomey. Pistol now, run down by Eastwood. Here's Johnson out of the back row again. Toomey this time. McGovern outside for Day. Day over the top. Pistol again. Eastwood with options. Goes for Johnson. Free ball sent. Toomey picks that ball up. That ball's quick in the middle for Perez. Nice dig from Johnson. Up by Barber. And McGovern tried to finish it on her own, and she misfired. And she would like to have that one back. What a rally by both sides. Great defense. You can certainly see these teams capable of playing at a very high level, both of them. The amount of time and energy that goes into being able to control the ball at this level, something that should be spoken to. These athletes are athletes pretty much year-round. These girls are playing volleyball pretty much year-round at this point. Ellie Lewis, big swing. That's a dig from the middle. Demelin now outside. Here's Day. Another dig from Demelin. Eastwood for Wilson. That swing down the line, and that ball is in. Paige Wilson with her 8th kill of the night to lead all hitters, and all of a sudden the sophomore Wilson has caught fire for the Timberwolves. The senior middle, Demelin, I haven't been keeping track of digs, but she's got quite a few of them this evening, and now she's got another service ace. That's her 3rd of the night. 11, we'll call it 12 points total, as she's got 2 block assists, a block, 3 aces, and 7 kills on my very unofficial stat sheet here. Demelin going short now. Toomey, nice pass to keep that one alive. Perez, dig from Atwood. Eastwood, over the top Wilson, read by McGovern. Out of system set for Carpenter. And Day shoots, fires high over the top and out, and that's another point for the Timberwolves. And Jackson's on a run here early in set number 4. The senior Lauren Demelin goes after Carpenter. Perfect pass from her. Outside, Sarah Day misses again. No touch detected. The sophomore Day has had moments tonight. She'd like to have one right now. Coming into the match is Anna Wiganist for Ellie Lewis, and just that little disruption sometimes is all it takes to get the service error, and Monroe with some work to do now. This match is certainly not out of reach for them. But they've really got to buckle down and put some points together with their serves. Brooke Barnes, the sophomore setter, in to serve for Monroe. She gives the ball right back to the Timberwolves. That's a mistake that'll make you pull your hair out as a coach. Got to keep that ball in play, give your team an opportunity to play. Taylor Eastwood, the senior setter for Jackson, at the service line. Carpenter, nice set from Barnes to the right side for Day, and she gets the kill off the block, and Sarah Day has 6 on the evening. She'll go back to serve. Avery Davidson, the other sophomore outside, comes into the front row. Nice job by Eastwood getting to that ball. The chicken wing, and it's a big block from McGovern and Perez. Perez has been a part of 3 blocks. She's got 1 solo and 2 helpers. McGovern's been a part of 2. Good reading, good timing for the blockers on the Bearcats side tonight. Day, aggressive serve, just misses. I thought it was going to drop. Haley Pistol knew better. Nice read from the libero for Jackson, as that ball was just long. Ciara Cho back into the front row. Paige Wilson at the service line. And her ball drops right on the end line. That's Wilson's first ace of the night to go with her match-leading 8 kills, and she is making an impact here in set number 4.
She wants the T-shirt.
She wants the play. She wants the Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Game T-shirt. I do believe so. We'll have that coming up for you. The Player of the Match interview brought to you by Speedway Chevrolet. When this one is finally done, Lilia Perez, senior middle for Monroe. Ciara Cho with the pass. Eastwood, right side. Christina Johnson hammers that ball off the block and out of play. And Jackson threatening to run away with this set number 4 here. These teams are only going to get better as the season goes on. This is only their second Wesco match. Livia Skibble misfires on that one. Tatum McGovern, who's done a little bit of everything tonight. 7 kills, 3 aces. She's been in on 2 blocks, and she sets half the time. Played some very good defense as well. She goes after Johnson. Johnson out of the back row. McGovern can't handle that one. Christina Johnson 2 kills in a row. She's got 7 all of a sudden. The senior Taylor Eastwood moving that ball around. Cho with 7. Wilson with 8. Dimmelin with 7. Johnson with 7. Very impressive offensive performance from the senior setter Eastwood. She's getting everybody involved, using all her weapons and doing it herself right on cue. She's got 2 now. And all of a sudden, Jackson can do no wrong. So difficult when you have so many weapons. You've got Ciara Cho, the senior in the front row with you. You've got Lauren Dimulin, the senior middle, who's hit the ball all over the place. You've got that big left hand that you can use. Dimulin tries to get under that. Davidson keeps it from being a kill. Carpenter out of system set. Sent back over by Culbertson. Here's the free ball going back, and the timing is just off on the slide. They're going to say that ball came off a block. And Johnson misfires out of the back row. The Bearcats keep a little breath of life in them here. I'm impressed particularly by the junior right side, Christina Johnson, this evening. She has been very impressive tonight. There she is with the pass. Eastwood runs that down. And she'll get a kill off of that. Looked like it was going to be a free ball, but she put it in a really, really difficult spot. She's now got 8 kills on the evening. Ciara Cho comes out of the match. Lauren Atwood comes in to serve and play defensive specialist for the Timberwolves. Monroe has shown glimpses. 2 matches in a row, we've seen them show glimpses. It's going to be a whole different ball game playing them at the end of the season. Dimmelin and Eastwood in on that one. Sarah Day had nowhere to go there. That big block up in front of her, and Jackson showing some good things here. Sophie Barber, nice swing. Nice job by McGovern to pick that ball up out of the net. Keep her team in it. Barber goes back to the service line. Lilia Perez into the front row. McGovern rallying the troops, the junior setter. They're going to need her to really be a leader here as we go down this stretch. They're going to need her to find a voice to kind of bring things together, bring this young team together, get these 2 sophomore outsides, this freshman right side, all on the same page. No small task in front of the Bearcats. Brooke Barnes coming in to serve for Monroe. McGovern being asked to do it all. She doesn't just get to set like she did last year and the year before with a big form of hitters. Now she has to carry part of the load offensively as well. Paige Wilson has carried more of the load offensively than anyone else in this match as she puts down her 9th kill of the night. Taylor Eastwood has put on a masterful performance, especially here in set number 4. But man, we have seen some amazing things out of these Jackson Timberwolves, what they're capable of. Pistol, bump set from Eastwood, roll shot over the top, dug by McGovern. Here's right side, that's Day. Yep, Day gets the touch. Sarah Day gets her 7th kill of the night. She'll go back to the service line. Avery Davidson comes back into the front row for Toomey. Pistol, run down by Eastwood. Out of the back row, Wilson. And that ball touches up off the block. And Carpenter maybe could have had it. Didn't come up with it there. Timeout Monroe. Timeout here on STSPN.com. Make sure you come back and see who gets the Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Game coming up in just a few moments. Or an amazing comeback, one of the two.
When you shop at Ace Hardware and Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware and Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back inside Jackson High School. It is the T-Wolves up big here in set number 4. The home team, the 2010 state champions, looking to go 2-0 in their Wesco season. They've got the Monroe Bearcats. Well, what a dig by Haley Pistol. Christina Johnson couldn't quite control it, and Lilia Perez is going to get credit for the kill, at least in my unofficial book. And Monroe is going to stay alive with Perez back to serve. Hey, we've seen some funky things happen, nothing quite like this. I like big comebacks. It would be interesting to see. Here's Barnes, quick in the middle for Barber. Nice dig from Pistol. Eastwood outside for Cho, hammered up off the block. Nice pickup from Barnes. Out of system set from Culbertson. Right side for Davidson. That ball's picked up, kept alive by Eastwood. Cho stays aggressive with it, and Ciara Cho puts down her 8th kill of the night. What a play by the Timberwolves. They have been so good here in set 4. Ciara Cho with 8 kills. Olivia Skibble at the service line. Jackson serving for the match, and Skibble finishes it with an ace, and the Jackson Timberwolves are 2-0. The Monroe Bearcats 0-2. We'll be back in just a couple moments here on STSPN.com. I'm Matty Bishop. Thanks for watching, everybody. We got the player of the game from Speedway Chevrolet coming up. Don't miss that. Come right back here in about 1 minute. Thanks, guys.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
All right, welcome back inside Jackson High School, where we've got our Speedway Chevrolet player of the match, the setter for the Jackson Timberwolves, Taylor Eastwood. It was an amazing offensive performance. You got your middles involved, you got all your hitters involved. A huge game for you guys. Talk to us a little bit about some of the preparation that went into getting ready for this season.
We practiced super hard throughout practice the whole season, and we've been like preparing with our conditioning and everything, and we've been just practicing like what we need to work on, and like that's like what has led to our success today.
Fantastic. So Taylor, you moved the ball around all over the court. It was really a team performance. Talk to us just a little bit about some of the culture on this team and how much these girls mean to you, how much it means to you to perform for them as a setter.
These girls are so inspirational to me, and they just push me every day like to win and to like be successful. And we just have our goal is to win this season, and we're like doing a really good job of just a lot of energy and communication.
Taylor, fantastic job tonight. It really was a team performance by the Jackson Timberwolves. They go 2-0 in Westco 4A as they take down the Monroe Bearcats 3-1 here at Jackson High School. Thanks to Speedway Chevrolet, Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, and Uprising Volleyball for making these matches possible on STSPN.com. Good luck, Timberwolves. Have a great night. And hey, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week with more Westco 4A Volleyball on STSPN.com.